if you really want to know how to cook, then here are your tips. It's your lucky day.
Jokes aside, today I'm sharing with you one of our household's all-time favorite staples, a high-protein, veggie-loaded, they're hidden, pasta sauce recipe. So simple to make and so good for you. So let's start with about 7 ripe tomatoes, and I'm going to put them in a blender. I also have 1 medium-sized carrot that I've peeled. Let's put everything in a blender and blend this up and keep this aside. Next, we're going to take half a cup of soy nuggets. You can get this at any Indian store. They're hard, but when you put them in hot boiling water like I'm doing here for a few minutes, they soften up. The recipe calls for half a cup of this, but I'm going to add half a cup more. Why?
I love that.
Next, in a pan on high heat, I'm using about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil. And to that, I'm adding 2 cups of frozen rice cauliflower. You can also use fresh rice cauliflower. And next, I'm going to add about 1 medium-sized zucchini that I've grated into the pan here and give it a mix. You can really use any veggies you want. Just add a little bit of salt to taste, half a teaspoon of dried basil, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano leaves. Let's give this a quick mix. And next, we're going to add about half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm adding a little bit more oregano leaves because I just love the flavor of that in the pasta sauce. About 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground thyme. Really, you can use any veggies you want here. It's up to you. We're going to add the carrot and tomato puree here. And let this cook a little bit and come to a boil in the high heat before we turn the heat down to low. This is our soy chunks that have now become very soft. I took out the water, I drained the water out, and I'm squeezing the excess water out of the soy chunks. Let's check on our pasta sauce. It's come to a boil. I've reduced the heat now to medium-low. And let's give this a quick mix and add in our soy chunks. You can see that the veggies are nicely cooked. You want to mix everything together, and this is pretty much done, but because I added half a cup of the soy chunks more, this has come out to be a little bit thick, so I'm going to take out half of the pasta sauce, let it cool, and put it in a blender and blend this up. I actually like it this way because it gives a lot more protein and flavor. I'm going to put back the blended mixture into the sauce and mix everything together. As you can see, this is a fairly thick kind of sauce. What you can do at this point is the pasta that you're boiling, just take about half a cup of that pasta sauce or however much you need to get the right consistency for the sauce and mix that up. That's what I did here. I'm also adding in just a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt to adjust depending on how thick or thin the pasta turns out to be, and that's it. And the kids, as you can see, gobble this up really. And that's a win in my books.
Yum, yum.
I served the pasta sauce with some chickpea pasta and it was a big hit. I hope you give this recipe a try and say a little prayer, spread the love, and I'll see you in the next video.
Good luck. I want this every day.